Hi, I'm Odd Samurai, and this video is gonna be a little different. It's always a little different. So today I want to talk about possible scenes or just parts of the Thousand-Year Blood Water of Bleach that could be extended in the anime or just be expanded upon. Uh, just note that if I keep looking this way, it's just because I'm looking at my notes. So just so that I have everything that I want to say in this video covered. Okay, so let's see. For starters, let's talk about what's guaranteed, which means Ichigo and the Karakura gang just fighting holos. Remember, chapter 480 and 481, we see them save Yuki and Shino from those holos, and we see them one-shotting them in the manga. But here, from what it looks like in the trailer, it seems that there's gonna be like a maybe not an actual fight, but there's just gonna be a little more to it, whatever that means. So then we have Kubo confirmed in one of his Caleb Club questions that we're going to find out who Rukia is fighting in the first invasion. I'm sorry. We see the back of the head for the person who's fighting Ukitake, but we never truly find out who it is. So this is just a guess that I'm throwing out there, but I don't know how this could go. So I'm thinking that either Askin or Nansol is gonna be fighting Ukitake. I think it's Askin is a fair guess. He's in the key visual, and also the person that's fighting Ukitake, if you see correctly in the panel, they have a very short black hair, which I think works perfectly for him. Now for Nansol, it's a little more complicated. We only ever see the person. We don't even see the person who's fighting Rukia. We just hear what they're saying, and it's when she gets distracted from the Byakuya fight that whoever the Storm Rider is, they just say, "Oh, did no one ever taught you to not get distracted in a fight?" And then she gets defeated. So there's that. So those are the guarantees that we know for sure that's gonna happen. Then we have the unknown. Unknown basically just means the 1,000 years ago flashback, Yamamoto versus Yuha. You know, I'm like 90% sure that we're gonna get it. I just have no idea where in the arc it could be implemented on. It could be in the first invasion where Yamamoto fights fake Yuha, or it could be in the second invasion, or it could be during the final fight. We just don't know, so that's why I'm just leaving it as unknown. But it's not really something that can be expanded upon since we never saw anything from it. So yeah, now to actually get into the stuff that it I think is just gonna be a mix of what I want to be expanded upon and what I think has a chance to be expanded upon. Okay, so let's start with Chojiro Sasakibe versus Driscoll. So I think what could be a good idea for this is that we see Driscoll and Chojiro fight, and then Chojiro goes Bankai, and then Chojiro seals his Bankai, and then, well, he stabs him through the chest. No, it was like in the stomach. Yeah, he stabs him and then goes right straight through Yamamoto's office, and that's it. We actually see Chojiro try and do something, Poor guy, he only gets something after he dies. So hopefully we get to see some of that. Just anything, please give us give us some shoujo. Okay, next point is Halliwell being captured. I think it would be nice that instead of just the single page that we had of like her in chains, I think it would just be really cool if we actually see her trying to fight Yuha. You can add like Neliel and Grimjo to it and like try and fight Yuha, and then obviously she loses. They can be creative with it. I don't really mind how the fight could go. Just make sure that she doesn't have a chance. And yeah, I think that could be cool. Next is, oh yeah, we can actually get to see Baspi taking out Kira. Because in the manga we only see the silhouette, and then the next page Kira just has a hole and his arm is just separated from his body. So we actually get to see Baspi do it instead of just, do an educated guess of who did it. And we see Asking taking off the hoodie. Because after Baspi does that, Driscoll takes out some of the guys from Kira's division, and then we see Askin next to them. I never really realized who that was until the key visual last week, so yeah, there's that. Okay, next is, oh yeah, yes, just in general, extending the fights that are Komamura versus Bambieta, Soifong versus BJ9, which we already saw like a little tiny bit snippet of it on the trailer, where we actually do see her trying to like, I don't know, punch him. This one is really fast. Like you really have to go really slow to catch it. But she's trying to fight BJ9, so we're gonna see a little bit of that. And Hitsugaya and I'm gonna guess Rangiku versus Kangdu. Please give give Kangdu something to do before what happens in the second invasion. Oh yeah. Who fights Kitake? We don't know, so please let us know because we don't have that confirmed. Hopefully we see something of Rose versus Nanana. We see like the very start of it, like remember like Nanana is saying something to Rose about Kira, and then like Rose gets angry and is like, my violin is crying because of Isuru's death or something. So it would be nice. Yeah, the fight and just give us an interaction between Rose and Kira so that I can actually see why Rose cares about him, other than their captain and lieutenant. Because it's so weird, we never saw them interact. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is just me. That's literally what I have. What is Kensei doing? What is Kensei doing in the first invasion? We don't know. As far as we know, he doesn't fight anyone. We see him in the captain's meeting, like right at the very beginning, and then he just disappears until after Yamamoto's death. So yeah, what is going on with him? At least we see Hisagi trying to fight Driscoll, but no sight of him. And then yeah, give Shinji a fight. It doesn't have to be like something big, and obviously he's not gonna win. But just give him something to do other than running around. Like we just see him running around with Hinawari all the time. We just see him when Yamamoto arrived to the battlefield. He's like, "Oh, get fired up, Hinawari! Or otherwise Yamamoto is gonna get all the glory or something like that." But we don't see him do anything other than that. So, this is just I could see this just staying as it is, but I would like to see a little bit more of Kyoraku versus Robert Akutron. I think just them fighting a little bit more before Kyoraku's side would be nice, but it's not something that I would be disappointed on if we don't get it. We get to see Grimjo when he kills Quilge. Now, this could go either way. I don't really think there's any point in keeping Grimjo's identity secret. Like, I don't know, I feel like most manga readers knew who it was before we actually saw his face. So yeah. You know, when he cuts Koilge in half, and then you see Urahara get a blade pointed at him, and he's like, "You are," and then we actually see Grimjo's face in the anime. I think that would be better. But then when Urahara calls Ichigo later, when the first invasion is done, I think you could keep him hidden there, because that's not for the audience. That's for Ichigo to not know who that is. Then I would like to see Kenpachi fighting the 3 starters that he's carrying on his back when he goes to fight the fake Yuha. I mean, it doesn't have to be like anything, you know, super long. It just has to be like, I don't know, a minute per fight. Like, instead of just him telling us what he did, it would be better if we just actually saw it. Like, you know, he gets to the roar and then he cuts him down. He gets to the question, cuts the throat, and then he gets to the yourself, and boom, it's done. You don't have to have much, just, you know, show us instead of tell us. Next is, oh yeah, Yamamoto spends more time in Bankai fighting Roid. So for this one, I always felt like the Yamamoto fight versus Roid was a little bit rushed. Like, I really like the ending of it, but it kind of felt like just everything was happening like super fast. I don't mind him going Bankai like straight away. It's more so that when he does go Bankai, it feels like we're just going through the motions, going super fast by it. Like, he goes Bankai, next chapter he's already going through, I think it's west. Next chapter he's already going south, and then by the next chapter he already did the last part of his Bankai, and then it's done. So I would just like to see a little bit more of like him just finding his Bankai without just, you know, like, okay, what's next? But anything other than that, I don't really want or need any changes on that fight. And then we have, oh yeah, it would be real cool that when Yuha arrives, we actually see him meeting with Aizen and Muken, you know? Like, instead of him just going, oh yeah, I did meet Aizen and Muken, and he messed up with my, what was it? My perception of time. So instead of just, like I said again, telling us, I rather just see it, you know? Imagine, like, actually seeing the first meeting between these two. I can just see it, like, Yuha just going, huh, so you're Sasuke Aizen, huh? What are you saying? You wanna join us instead of being a prisoner here? And then Aizen is like, nah, I don't work under anyone. That would be cool, I'm just saying. And then we have, yeah, Rukia and Byakuya going through the Soul Palace training. So I this is also one where, like, I wouldn't be very disappointed if it wasn't, but it would just be really cool to see, like, you know, when Rukia gets out of the hot springs and she goes to eat food with Kiryu Hikifune, and then we see her get clothes from Senjumaru, and then at the end, I've always wondered, you know, did she already had her Bankai complete before she went there, or did Ichigo help her, you know, with the end stages? I would prefer if he didn't, because he already did that with Renji, so maybe that would feel like, you know, she got help, like, maybe it would feel like repetitive, but I like, you know, a clarification on that would be cool. And then we have, oh yeah, just in general, just more Quincy starter interacting with each other, because we don't really see them interacting with each other. This more so just in, you know, when in the chapters where Yuha is announcing that Ishida is gonna be the successor. And then it was like everyone's freaking the freak out. Like outside from that, we don't really get to see them interact. So the most I can think of is like Asnod with Mask, right at the beginning of the first invasion. Well, they're fighting Renji and Byakuya, and then the Femme Ritters, but they're like a group, so they're always together. Hashwolf and Basby, and then when 8 Stern Ritters try to stop Ichigo from going after Yuha. But yeah, other than that, I would just really like from, they don't have to be friendly with each other. I just like to see, how their personalities clash. Oh yeah, I want to see more of the captains that got their Bankai stolen. I want to see them, how they trained. Well, we know what Komamura did. He's the one that got the most focus, honestly. He got to his grandpa, he offered his literal heart, so there wasn't much training in that, it was just a transformation. But with Hitsugaya, he said he was gonna train in the basics of the sword. And so I want to see that, even though, like, when the second invasion arrived, we didn't really see him actually make use of that. He just used the ice vacuum with Rangiku, and that's it. He didn't really do, like, swordsmanship with Baspi. But that would be neat. And Seifong, just see her training her Shunko, and maybe, like, some flashback of her, before this arc started, of, like, bonding more with Yoruichi. That would be nice. And last but not least, just all the people that are in Wekamundo before the second invasion starts, like Orihime, Chad, Grimjo, Nell, Yukio, and Riruka. I would just like to see just more of them interacting with each other. I just feel like that part kind of like suffered because Kubo wanted to keep it secret, which I don't think it was necessary. So yeah, I was just like, I'm just really curious. I've always been really curious how Grimjo interacts with Chad and Orihime when they're by themselves without Ichigo. And Nell and Riruka, Yukio, I think that's it from everyone that is missing. Yeah, that's everything that I'm covering in this video. I feel like if I go all the way to the manga, this is gonna be a way too long of a video. I may make a part 2, but I don't know. That's not 100% guaranteed. I'll see. But for now, I think this is what's definitely gonna happen in the anime, like, in the foreseeable future. And we still don't know if it's gonna be, like, 2 cores or it's just gonna be, like, a weekly anime that doesn't have a break. We don't know. So, but we know for sure that it's gonna cover the whole first invasion, like, when it first comes out. So, yeah. Let me know what you thought of the video, and I'm so thankful if you made it all the way here. Please leave a like and subscribe.